When I do a report, I want you to have all the options and understand all the aspects of a story. The news doesn't want you to have that. Way back in the day, they did, but not anymore. Here's why I want you to listen to all the options of the story, or all aspects of the story. Now, the news says there were more defaults, more corporate defaults than ever before, and brick and mortar businesses are failing left and right. Okay, that might be true, but here's the deal. The actual problem is not that brick and mortar businesses are failing. And they said the reason is everybody's going to e-commerce. Well, when we go and check e-commerce tells us that we're up by 3%. So obviously e-commerce is not the option that people are taking. Here's all the aspects that are happening. As consumers become more and more aware that the stuff that they're eating is full of GMO, shot with hormones, shot with vaccines, and as you eat that, the vaccine gets into you. So if you eat 3 times a day and you eat meat that has 3 vaccines, and you're going to get sick. And it's going to cause long-term effects over the years. Nobody is foolish enough to not think that or not understand that. Eating a whole bunch of hormones, eating a whole bunch of vaccinated meat, bad, right? Little girls are popping up with breasts at the age of 6. What? So consumers are getting smarter and smarter and smarter. Congratulations from me. You're getting smarter. You're no longer listening to this milk is good for you, milk is bad for you. You're now becoming smarter and smart enough to understand that cows vaccinated with a whole bunch of stuff, milk that is so processed that it doesn't actually have milk in it any longer, you're becoming smarter and you're not buying that junk. Unfortunately, the FDA goes along with the food producers and allows them to put on their packaging not GMO, no grains, no soy. And then you turn over the ingredients and sure enough, there it is. GMO, grains, soy. And let me tell you, for all of you people who think soy is so great for you, soy gives men breast. It increases your dietary estrogen. Estrogen bad for all of you, men and women. It's a chemical that your body regulates, right? In men and in women. So why would you want to put extra chemical in your body that your body seriously regulates? Sugar, yeah, it regulates it. Carbs, yes, it regulates. Fats, yeah, it regulates it. But estrogen, testosterone, serious regulation. Why? Because it helps you grow, it helps you produce hair, it helps you produce your fingernails, it helps you produce your breasts, it helps you produce stuff that changes your physical body. Now, if it's that serious, why on earth would you consume massive amounts of it? And it's in everything. Why is it in everything? Because it's GMO. It is a fantastic crop to grow and sell, because you can have whole fields grow perfectly, and you can have it grow twice, 3 times a year, 15 times a year. So people are just making money hand over fist with soy, apples, wheat, corn, right? This is why vegetarianism is everywhere. This is why veganism is everywhere. It's all promoted by those companies. And for you vegan and vegetarian listening to me, I'm sorry to tell you, you're just a tool. Nobody has said that vegan and vegetarianism is actually healthy. In fact, all the studies show that it's not healthy. Sorry to tell you. Well, with all of these characteristics, we introduce a new robot that is taking the retail stores by storm. Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. It is the inventory robot, basically. It goes up and down the aisles, and it looks through the shelves and does an inventory of your entire store. When it gets low on charge, it goes back to its charge thing and charges up by itself. It literally doesn't need input from any human at all. And in fact, it is aware. It doesn't talk to humans, but it's aware of humans, and it looks at the customer. It could work all day long. It looks at the customer, gets out of the customer's way, get out of the worker's way, and it reports everything back to the central computer in the store. So you know exactly what your inventory needs are without humans. So literally it gets rid of approximately 6 people in the store. Walmart already has it. The biggest retailer in the nation, Walmart already has it. And they're talking about, oh, robots aren't going to take your job. Well, unfortunately, they're saying that robots won't take your job as they had predicted. This is where the news always messes up. They don't want to tell you the whole story. So the prediction was there was going to be almost like a 90% replacement rate of robots versus humans in about 50, not even 50, like 30 years. No job was going to be safe. But when somebody actually started doing the math, they said, we can't replace everybody in 30 years, whatever the projection was. We can't replace them in 100 years. You have to build the robot. The robot requires resources to be put together. After a while, unless we're selling a robot like 10 times more expensive than all the resources, we're not going to have that. But there's, like any business, they put together the robot and they sell it for a reasonable price. A reasonable price means that they can't make 1 million robots a year. Now, AI is a different story. AI can do the office jobs. Now, the office jobs are in danger. But all the physical jobs, all the jobs that, that we really want to be taken away, those are in serious danger, because those don't require much thinking by the robot. So, this company, Bossa Nova, terrible name, is coming out with more and more inventory robots. Of course, you get the employee who says, oh, I love it, because they work with it. They're probably the supervisor or manager or something. Oh, I love it. I don't have to do anything to it. There's no maintenance to it. It just... However, there were some reports of teenagers tipping it over, probably in Arkansas, right? Is that where cow tipping happens? Teenagers tipping it over, and they're saying, oh, we just need to educate more people and make it a normal thing, so people are used to seeing the robot going up and down the aisles. People, we're getting more sophisticated. We're destroying these stores that are selling us junk. And I thank every one of you who actually looks at the labels and says, no, sweetie, you can't have these cookies. No, honey, you can't have this ice cream. No, darling, you can't have this milk. You can't have these sausages. No, you can't have these eggs. You know they sell fake eggs? But totally fake. Shell, crack, egg, fried up, eat it, fake. Completely fake. Everything's fake. Artificially made. You think you're being really healthy with your body. Well, people are paying attention now. I thank all of you all for paying attention. There's no reason we should have... Do you know that the average taxpayer pays for a lot of these people to get sick? And the way healthcare and insurance is put together, it's unavoidable. The only way we can avoid it is that we don't eat the food. And food is the euphemism. We don't eat the chemicals. We stop eating these chemicals. We stop ingesting massive amounts of vaccinations, massive amounts of hormones, massive amounts of estrogen and soy, massive amounts of GMO in corn, which is in almost everything. Soy and corn are in almost everything that you eat. I would dare say that this is a corn-based society. Now it's becoming a soy-based society. They talked about it's a gasoline base because everything's transported, and all the entire economy is all touched by gasoline. And so when gasoline prices goes up, the entire economy immediately shifts into inflationary mode. That's why you pay more for stuff, because the gas goes up. Is there a reason that the gas is going up? No. Well, the reason is that the government charges more in taxes. Do you know that the actual gas companies don't get paid any more than they ever did? The only thing is that massive amounts, we have 330 million people in the country who use gasoline, so they're always going to have massive amounts of profits. But do you know that on a gallon of gasoline, the company gets pennies, a few pennies? A majority of what you're paying at the pump is taxes, and it's taxes upon taxes upon the $3, that's taxes. $2.90 are taxes. So they said there was a gasoline-based society. Now it's a corn-based society, because corn is in everything that you have, eat, everything. This is why I keep stressing, grow your own stuff, but because that corn is not real corn. And they've done studies with GMO, and this GMO studies. This is why Europe has banned GMOs. The United States doesn't ban GMOs. Why? Because they have buku dollars in lobbyists on Congress. So all of your congressmen that you love so much, and I'm talking Democrat or Republican, they're getting lobbied by the corn industry, by the soy industry, by the GMO industry. But anyway, there you have it. Robot. If you see a robot on the thing, pat it on his head, and thank yourself for looking at the stuff, to not order that stuff, to not buy that stuff in the store. Order it online where you can see all of the ingredients right there and there. And there are companies, these hippie California guys putting together these online stores. They're hippies, and thank God for that, in a certain sense, when they actually put together these stores that only has organic, and I mean real organic, not the FDA label of organic, because the FDA label of organic is not organic like you and me want, right? You understand that? These hippies, these tech guys are coming up, hey, I started a store and it's all organic pumpkins. Okay, there you go. There you have it. When you give people what they want, they buy from you. These people are like, the latest craze now is turmeric. Turmeric is fantastic for you. They have turmeric vitamin pills, and it's just turmeric in a capsule. That's all it is. You can literally make it yourself, but who wants to do that? But if you have a big family, I would go ahead and buy the capsule making thing and buy the capsules and make your own turmeric, right? All you do is if you want to, I'll put a link of where you could do all of that yourself. Turmeric is the latest craze, and wouldn't you know it, the big companies make the turmeric vitamins, and the turmeric vitamins don't have any turmeric in them. It's full of soy, corn, GMO, wheat, flour, all that sort of stuff inside of a capsule, and they colored it with turmeric. Turmeric is the last ingredient on the list. Do you know that the last ingredient is almost like something that they brushed on at the last second? So this is typical of these companies. They want to maximize profit, but they don't want to give the people what they want. They say, let's cut this with soy. Let's cut this with corn. Therefore, we don't have to buy as much turmeric. First of all, turmeric is cheap. This is why they're rebelling against it, because turmeric is cheap. And literally, doctors are now prescribing turmeric to their patients. And the pharmaceutical industry, of course, hates that. But they're making these capsules, and turmeric is not even in the capsule. And yes, you can eat turmeric like normal and put it in all of your food. What the people are saying is that it could be potentially harmful, like they always say about every vitamin. And this is a food product that's good for you, but it does stuff like lower blood pressure, works on your diabetes, lowers your heart stuff. Go look it up. I'll include links for that too. Thank you all for watching and listening. If you see a robot walking down the aisle, pat it on the head and say, thank you, robot. Bye-bye.